over the next few weeks and months, we'll be making sure that we put in lots of levels of support to assist you in making the correct choices at this vital time of your life. Firstly, we'll do what we normally call the November consultations, although this year they may be the December consultations for external students and the January consultations for internal students. This is when you come in and discuss your future with a member of the senior leadership team or with Mrs. Course, the Deputy Head of Sixth Form. Now, we normally do this in November, but as you can understand, logistics are taking a lot more effort this time around. Therefore, we're going to make sure that we see every applicant who's coming from another school before Christmas. During December, you will come in with your parents and you'll meet with a member of the senior team, as I said, and you'll get a really good chance to discuss your subject choices, Beckett Keys, the Sixth Form, and anything else you want to. So I'll be writing to you about that soon, including a list of things for you to think about and questions you might want to ask us on the night. That's going to happen in December, and then in January, we're going to have the internal consultations. Now, normally these would be earlier, but because we didn't have end of year 10 exams for our own students, we've decided we're going to delay it until you've got mock exam data from the forthcoming mock exams that we can then really use as a guide for the sorts of subjects that you can get into based upon the progress you've been making. So again, in January, internal students will meet with a member of the senior team and really get some good support in making good choices for your future subjects. We'll also be running a day called Sixth Former for a Day. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be allowed external students into school for that this year. We're able to have you in for the consultations because they're going to be in the evening, and we're going to be able to keep you in different areas of the school and make sure you're not mixing with other families. But clearly, with Sixth Former for a Day, we can't have different social bubbles from different schools coming together. But we are going to make sure that we follow up these videos with more detailed ones, both including current Sixth Form students and our Year 11s as they reflect on, if they're our own Sixth Formers at the moment, what they do on a daily and a weekly basis in their subjects to give you an insight, sort of a day in the life, a day in the week of student X, just to give you an insight into what it is that being in the Sixth Form is like. And we'll also get some of our Year 11 students who are attending Sixth Former for a Day to record their thoughts and feelings about the day and explain to you what they've got out of it as well. So if you're an external student, you're still going to get a bit of a fly on the wall insight into what happens on that day. The next event that we'll have coming up after that is for external students only. And that is an application assistance day, or at least a few of those in fact. That's when you can come in just before the closing deadline for applications, and you can come in for any last support you need in making choices about your subjects that you're going to be taking at Beckett Keys. Following that, we'll have your actual interviews. That's when we interview you, find out more about you. Again, that's for our own students as well, and really grill you about what you're taking, what you're planning to take, I should say, and why you're planning to take it. Because we want to make sure that you're making the best possible choices for the future. Now, fingers crossed, both on a personal level, on a school level, and of course nationally and internationally, that by the summer we'll be in such a good shape as a globe, so that we can have you as external students and internal students mixing together for our bridging event. The bridging event takes place in mid-June, late June, and it's when we have everyone who has been interviewed for the Sixth Form come in for a couple of days of team building. It's a couple of days that really set us aside from other schools. If you're an external student, you'll get to see how welcoming our current Year 11s are, well, in fact, all students in our school, and the Year 12s who you'll be interacting with in the Sixth Form area next year. If you are an internal student, it's a really important time for you to come in and get a real good taste after your last GCSE exams of what life in the Sixth Form is like. So fingers crossed that that's going to happen. I'm still planning for that. I'm still really optimistic that the world will be in a really good position, and we as a school will be able to do that.